Hello and welcome to Vesta 360, your cloud-based interior design and ERP solution. Today we're going to walk you through designing a full kitchen, and we're going to take you step by step to show you how easy and fast it is to be able to design a kitchen. Now I've already got my floor plan set up for me, so I'm just going to start dragging and dropping the products into the scene. We're going to start with some windows. I'll go ahead and place this onto the scene here. We have its dimensions. I'll leave it as is, and its position will go from the edge of the frame to 60 inches on the right side. We'll make a copy of this right away, and we'll position that. We'll keep it the same size and position that now from the right frame here to the right corner of the wall at 127. Okay, so what I'm going to have here in between these two windows will be a hood fan. So let's go to my appliances, scroll down here. I got a full and a really neat button that helps you position or center any product into the scene. And between two products is to center button. So that'll perfectly center it right there. And what we can do to better visualize this and see the dimensions is go into a 2D editor view, and that really shows you all the dimensions that you have. We have 6 inches away from the windows, as we can see up here. Okay, and we can continue working in this scene, in this view. So I'm going to go ahead and put an empty carcass here, and I'm going to it automatically snaps. And so what we can also do here, it aligns sometimes, and sometimes it we have multiple ways of snapping. Once is from the alignment and from the center. So what we can do to make sure that just to double check is go and check to the center. To the right is 106 right here. So I'll go and make sure I got the 106 set up over here on the right as well. So that's perfectly centered, and I can get going with this. Okay, so what we're going to want to do now is drag and drop some other products into the scene. So let's start with a tall cabinet here on the side, and let's go ahead and do something special. So every time we use this empty carcass, it's because we want to design something that we do not have in the catalog. So I'm going to move this away 1.5 inches away from that corner, and I'm going to go and put a filler on that 1.5 integrated finished stand. Fillers are right here, so we're going to put a right side filler 1.5 inches. Okay, so let's take you back to the 3D scene so that we can show you a little bit. And I'm going to switch off this lighting mode so that we don't have that darkness, because what lighting will do once we render it, the light will bounce properly off the walls and ceilings so that you'll get an even lighting. But right now the light is not bouncing, so it's the ceiling is a little dark. So I want to stay in this view so I can show you what we're going to build over here. Let's start with this. So we want to put a cooktop there. In my appliances, I'll go to a cooktop. I'll drag and drop that right there. Okay. And since we're going to be configuring something that we don't have, we got to go to the interior components. And now we want to drag and drop 2 horizontal splitters in here. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to put an oven in the middle right there. And then we want to put a drawer, single drawer at the bottom, and we're going to put a single door, but we're going to turn that into a flip down. So now that we got that configured, now we can get into the interior dimensions, either the interior or exterior dimensions, and start putting in the values that we want. So where the oven goes, you probably have to put a value that where your oven can fit, and then the last one will basically take the balance. So now that we got that set up, let's go on the top single door. As you can see, as I click on it, it highlights it for you in the scene. So we want to change the swing to a flip down. Okay, and we could also use this little button to see the way things are swinging into the scene, as you can see right there. And let's move out of that one, go into this one, and we can see that it opens like a drawer. So great, we got that configured and ready to go. So that's a custom product. We're going to do the same thing with what we're going to need now is a built-in microwave. So once more, we're in the interior components here, interior parts, and this time we're going to take this 3 horizontal shelves. So we'll drag and drop that into the scene. We want to use a microwave. We'll put that in the second one over here. Then we'll put a 3-drawer in the bottom, a 2-door up here, and let's put a flip up. So we'll start with a single door, and then we'll turn that into a flip up. So let's go ahead and now change the interior sizes of this. So let's go and put 28. We'll start with that, but then we'll try to align it with the cabinets that are next to it. So here as well, we need to probably put in the microwave size, and then we can leave the other 2. Or what we do is we just want to take maybe the top one and put it at 16. How about that? Okay, so let's come now to the exterior components. Click on that single door and turn its swing type into a flip top. Okay, looking good, looking good. So let's keep moving. So what we want to do here again is, of course, put a left side finished end. So we'll go with the integrated options here. Put that. And now we want to put a cabinet in between here. So what's really interesting, we can see right away over here what dimensions I have here. So I could now choose that I want to put a 2-door. So I'll go into my upper components catalog and choose the 2-door and drag and drop exactly the size that I need. So it was about 22, so I'll probably go with the size 20 here and drag that into the scene. The moment I put that, I see what I have left over here. So I got 2.5 left. I could choose to go 21, so this is fully parametric, so maybe what I want to do is just do 21 here, and I got 1.5 inches left over here, which is fine. And I'm going to put my left side finished end, so I'll go left finish end right there. Put a bottom one as well, so that it can look nice from underneath. And so now I'm going to want to fill up the space that's here. So I see that I have 50.5, so I probably want to put, did I put any fillers up here? No, I did not. So we probably want to take that back to a 20 and put a 1-inch filler over here. So let's go right side 1-inch filler and reposition that properly against there. So great, so we did that. Now let's go and take a look at what we have here. So we, like I mentioned, we're going to put another inch, or we can put 1.5 inches here of a filler, and then we can have 2 equally sized cabinets, or I can just split this into 25 and 25 and put a 1/2 inch filler. So let's do that. So keep it simple for the math right now, but you can see that knowing the space that you have left there becomes really convenient to know what you want to place. So I'm going to go and take a 3-drawer cabinet right here. I'll put in the value that I want before I drag and drop it. Okay, since I know I need 2 of those, I'll go ahead and make a copy of that and just put it right there. Okay, so then I see the 1/2 inch that's left over here. I'll move that. I still got a 1/2 inch there. So I could obviously change the sizes of my cabinets to make it all fit, but for the sake of this, I'm just going to go really quick here and say I want a right side filler of 1/2 inch. Great, we're good to go. We've done this part so far. So let's see what we can do from the other side. On this other side, what we're going to do, I want to do actually one thing before I move any further, I'm going to come and turn back on that wall over here so we can see what we're dealing with. Okay, great. So what we want is on this side of the window, we're going to have another cabinet. So we're going to put another 2-door. We'll make it same as this. Actually, what I can do is I can just take a copy of this one, or actually it's going to have different configurations, so I'll just drag and drop another one. So it was 20. I'll take and put it there. Let me go back into my 2D editor view. I like switching back and forth. It gives me an idea of how things are going. So I know I had an 1.5 inches on this side of the window, so I'll do the same with simply moving that by saying 1.5 towards the left, and I'm going to put my right finished end in this case. Okay, so I'm going to put a right and a bottom in this case, and let's put a left side filler 1.5 because I'm going to have my fridge coming in over here. Okay, so I'll have my tall panel coming in right here. Okay, I'll take that to the right, and then we can put the upper, let's put a 2-door as well, and change its height to 22, the depth to 24. Okay, so we're good to go with that, and now we can bring in our fridge. We're going to the appliances, scroll down here. I can put in this fridge right there. Perfect. I think that's at the right height, 70. Sure, we'll keep it at 70. We'll see there's a little bit of space there, so that's good. And then we will go ahead and put another finish panel, a tall one under my talls. Go to my finish panels and drag that right there. Okay, so looking good so far. And at this point I like to move back to my 3D scene, see what we're dealing with. Okay, looking pretty good, looking pretty good. So I can go ahead and fill up the space that I have here. So if I want to stay consistent with this side, I had 1/2 inch here. So actually what we'll do is we'll put 1 inch on this side, since I see that we can probably just quickly take these and copy them quickly on this side here. So copy that here. I'll have 1 inch left on my left side here to put a filler. Here we go. So that should work pretty quickly. So let's come here and take a look at what we're dealing with. So we got 35 3/4. So we will drag a pantry into there. We'll make it about 30. Let's put it at 35 and then put a 3/4 inch filler. So I'll go and pick this one here, 35, drag and drop it right there, and go to the left side and put my 3/4 inch filler, and we are good to go. So look how quick that was to set up a kitchen. It's been about 14 minutes so far, so we're looking pretty good. But you know what? I'm going to go a step further and put a filler here, an island here. But actually, before I do that, let me go ahead and align these 3 drawers with the rest. So I like to do that in that 2D editor because it'll give me a better view. So I'll switch back to that 2D editor, come in here, zoom in. Okay, and as I highlight that, I will go to its interior sizes here and maybe change that to a 30. How was that going to look? 0.5. Okay, looking pretty good. So I like the way that looks. Let's go back to our 3D view and start working on our island. To do the island, we're going to go ahead and start off. We're going to align it with this cabinet here, align the sink over here, and another cabinet here. So I'll go and take, since I need a sink here, I'll put a dishwasher. So let's start off with the dishwasher. My appliances, I'll scroll down, take the dishwasher. And the key here is to position the first one correctly. We'll rotate it this way. And what I'll do is I will look at the center. I'll center it with that one. So I'll look at its position. I see that it is centered to the left at 160. So I'll go ahead and do the same thing with this one here. I'll center it at 160 to its right. So when I'm facing it, the right will be this side right here. So 160, and then forward. Forward is facing it from here. So from this wall right here to the front of it, we'll make it at 70. So that's perfect. That's where we want it. We could also do something really cool, is use this camera buttons to hide and don't let that come in our way. So that's a really neat way of working. I'll go to my base cabinets and take this two-door sink here and rotate that. So it should pretty much snap right away as you're rotating. So it's pretty quick and easy to use. And then we'll take this guy right here and do the same thing. Okay, very good. So what we left here to do is to put our sink. So let's go to our appliances and take this sink. As you can see, there's a yellow point there for you to mount it onto that point. Recognize that it's a sink. So you can do that, and then we'll take this guy. There's another yellow point to tell you that it gets mounted on that. So we'll make this a little bit bigger. Oh, let's see, did that come out right? No, that did not come out correctly. Let me delete that. There we go. Okay. And make it a little bit bigger here. So it looks good. Okay, so we're getting going with our island. And we're going to put some finished panels here. And panels, let's go to base and take this miter. It's a mitered panel that is 3 inches wide. Let's make its depth at 36 and reposition that correctly and make a copy of this guy and bring it right there. Let's see if that fit in well. Okay, good. Looking great so far. So only thing left right now is to put this back panel. And with the back panels, really handy little trick that we got that helps is the fill button. So by clicking fill, it'll fill up the space that's there. And for the we just want to align the overhang here. So if my math is correct, that should align it pretty well right there. Okay, let's go ahead and turn everything back on. Okay, so we got the island set up as well pretty quickly. As you can see, it took me a little bit less than 20 minutes to get this full kitchen design. So really quick and easy. And now we want to decorate it a bit, maybe make some changes, change some of the materials, and let's see the power and some of the features that are available for us at this point. One thing that's really cool to note is that the countertops merge together. So we can go ahead and decide to change it to anything else from our available colors here. So as you can see, there's a few colors that we can do. Let's keep it to something light over there, and maybe put another one that's a little bit darker here, so we can see that contrast. Okay. And the other really cool feature is with the materials. So currently I have set up one material set right here. But let's go ahead and open a second material set. As you can see, as I open the second one, the third one becomes available for me to expand here. However, I'll just stick to 2 materials. The doors will be slab, but instead of this teak, what I'll do is I'll pick this black color. I'll do the same thing for the finished ends. Just by typing 888, I will get to my number that I need. And of course, we want to put the matching edge banding as well. Okay, so now I've set up 2 material sets, and really neat things I can do with this. So simply by coming and double clicking on any cabinet, or in particular the one here at right now, that's the island, I have available the 2 sets, and I can click the set that I want to associate to it. And I could either do it just for this one single cabinet, all my cabinets at once, basin, tiles, and all under countertop. So that's going to merge everything that's under this countertop together and apply that material set to everything here in the island. So here we go. Really quick and easy to put that dark color on our island. Very neat. So that also works. Now if I double click on an upper cabinet here, I can maybe go to set 2, or if I had a third set, that would be available here, and I can say all upper. Okay, and that'll probably go and change this one too. We may not want to do that, so if you don't want to do that, you can just come back and say set 1 single and apply it just to this. Okay, so that's really, really cool. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to go and change these actually and give it, well, we're going to bring it back to the way it was before first, to set 1, and we'll say all uppers. So we'll get all of these come back, and then we're going to go to its door components here. This one right here. So here we have a slab. We're going to turn it into a styled, and then we're going to go and pick a shaker 1 light. Here we go. That's not the correct material. We want the 511 teak. Here we go. All right. So we did that. Let's do the same over here. Go to the 2 doors. Go to its door style. So this is doing it individually. And what we were doing before was controlling the entire scene. So you had some ability to control a group of products, whereas here in this menu you're doing it individually, one by one. This is actually a very powerful tool, because you could go and change even a color. So let's take this one, for example, that we built earlier, and let's expand that. I see I have my single door on top, and then I got my drawer on the bottom. So if I expand under the drawer, I can go and maybe choose a different color here. Let's make this one black. And that's a good way to just change individual colors. I can go and, you know, change this second drawer if I want to. Another cool feature is that the toe kicks, they merge together as well. So let's maybe add a little more contrast to all of this and put black toe kicks. Probably would have to do the same on the other side. So here we go. And right here. Okay. Looking good, looking good. What else can we do? Something really neat. Let's go and open these doors over here. Open them up, and let's put some cool things inside. Let's go to our 3D models and take this guy right here. Might come in a little too big for in there, but let's see what happens. Can always come in. This little slide bar will change its size proportionally. So once you got it to the size that you want, you can just leave it, and then we can make a copy of this and maybe put it on this side. There we go. So now that when I close my doors, I can see the flower pots in there. Okay, and let's do one other cool little thing. Let's put a light, a puck on top, and another one at the bottom. Okay. Let's go ahead and do the same for this one, since that was really nice, and I think it'll give a nice effect to our design. Alright, let's open the doors first, and now that I've opened it up, I can just drag. As I drag, I see it becomes yellow, and the yellow surfaces is an indication to show me where I can place or position that item. So let's go ahead and do it this way. Take this and move it a little more to the left. Yes, looking good. Let's close the doors. What else can we do? Let's see what else we got here. Yeah. Okay. Properly. Let's see what happens if I put it here. Okay. So I put it here, and let me just bring it down a bit, and now take it and put it right here in the corner. What else do we want to take? I think this will look really good over here on this side. Okay. Oh, look at that. There's a plug right here. Let's put a plug. And I think a few glasses would look pretty neat on this countertop right there. So I'll make a copy of that and make two of them. I think we forgot one last thing. Some chairs. So let's come here, put a chair right there, copy that. And the copies don't come in with the proper orientation, but it's pretty easy and quick to position that and rotate that. You can either do it through this, or you can do it from this position menu and just put the rotation value there. Okay, so we're looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and save this quickly, and maybe go back into a light scene so we can see how the light bounces off of these different surfaces. Although it's not going to give us the realistic view from the get-go, but it'll be pretty close to it. So let's go ahead and add the lights, and that would take a little while as well, because it recalculates the lights and tries to figure out how it all is going to react into the scene. Okay. Now again, this is not the final rendering scene, but I think I'm missing a few things here. Maybe put a table here. What do you say? And go ahead and okay, that was fine. Okay, maybe add a little bit of light. So let's go to our fixtures here and take this light, position it on the wall. That'll take a little bit of time because I'm in the lighting turned on, so that'll take a little time for it to come onto the scene. If I wasn't in the lighting scene, it would have just applied it right away. But it takes a little time for it to calculate. Okay, so I think we're looking good, and we could from here go and print technical drawings and see all of this in 2D, which is very handy. And we could also do a rendering, which we will do in about a second right after I show you the 2D. The 2D as well, it could take about 10-15 seconds for it to generate. But there is quite a bit of walls here, so here you go. Everything is ready to go, so that's really quick and easy to do. And now, last thing to do is before I render, I like to go and hide these walls so that they don't interfere with my camera. So come into this and make this one invisible as well. Go into my 3D view and let's position the camera internally. Now note that we do have a background, however the background could be really cool when you're in this view and you can just take a snapshot of this, but for sending into the rendering engine, the backgrounds don't come in. So so I think I could just position my camera here, maybe just move in a little bit, and I think we should be good right here. So what we do to render, simply click on render image to database, and that will take about a minute to a minute and a half depending on how large the scene is. So I'm going to pause the video at this time so you don't have to wait for it, but there is a video that shows you live how long it takes, and it's typically about a minute to a minute and a half. So once it generates the rendering, I will come back and show you how it went. Okay, so that finished rendering, and I'll just drag and drop or bring that image back over here so you can take a look at it. Rendered it a little bit dark, so probably I would have to play around with my lighting in the scene. And earlier I played around a little bit, and here is one that is a little bit lighter, so you can see a little bit more light, as well as this one right here. So you can end up getting some pretty decent looks here. So yeah, I changed some of the floors. As you can see over here, what we didn't do is we can come in here, change floor materials if we want to. So let's go and get some tiles like this one right here, and the same thing with the floor, with the walls. We can come and get different stones here. Okay, and maybe even put a brick color right there. So let's put a red brick right there. So as you can see, the scene is coming alive. One thing as well that I didn't take too much time to show you is how easy it is to change these handles. So let's go to now the handle section here, and let's go change the handle model and make it this large 14.5 inch handle for all my drawers. And click on apply. Actually, I want to do one other thing, not only change the, could have done both at the same time, actually changing this and its Y position. So the top here is the 0 point, and let's put it 2 inch below at that point. So let's do it for all the drawers again, and click on apply. So all my drawers here will have the 14.5 inch handle. This one was a door because it flips down, so it doesn't have it. And this one right here also will have it. If I can just get to it, we can see I can double click on this and click on I to get into isolate that and better see it into my scene. And what I may want to do with this one is just change its handles, because its drawers are a little small. So what I'll do is I'll come back to the 5 3/4 and I'll say single and apply. So that's really good. Hit I again to come back to my my scene, my 3D scene. Okay, so yeah, there was no back wall. I made the back wall invisible, so we're seeing the outdoors with that. And another really cool thing we can do with the drawer, with the handles, let's go and select this one up here. And in this case, what we want to do is make them horizontal and center it on the X. Okay, and let's say all doors in this case. Apply. So all my doors will have that. And if we want to come and maybe make some modifications on individual doors, that's also possible. But instead of coming to this material set menu, we come to the properties, exterior, and then we got the 2 doors. In here we also have handle options that are individually for each door. And in this case we want to go -3, and then do the same thing on this side, -3. There we go. So that's looking really good and ready to go. I can print my 2D technical drawings and my rendered images, send it to my customer for approval. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.